Every great man in history, every legend, every hero had one thing and one thing only in common. And that is that they lived by a code, a set of values guiding their actions, their decisions, their choice making, and ultimately their legacy. But what you gotta understand is a code to live by is not just for warriors or kings or people who want to achieve insanely big things. It's for every single man on earth, including you. It's basically a compass in a chaotic world, a foundation that keeps you steady when life throws its hardest challenges at you. Because for all of us, they're coming. And probably as you have been already experiencing, life is difficult. You're gonna deal with things that you don't want to deal with. You're gonna have challenges that you have to face. Life is very difficult for every single one of us. It doesn't matter where you live or who you are, especially if you're a young man who wants to achieve a lot in 2025. If that is the case, this video is for you. I'm going to be explaining in today's video how I am personally planning on achieving my fitness, financial, work, relationship, and way more goals in 2025, and how you can do the same. When I was younger, I had no moral values to stand on. Everybody was stepping on me, not really bullying me, but kind of picking on me because I was skinny. I didn't stand up for myself as much. I wasn't a strong human being just yet. And the reason why I want you to make that change as well, to actually become that strong human being that you need to be, is so that others will start to listen to you. And if you want to be a great leader in life, if you want to self-improve yourself from one level to another level, if you want to achieve greatness, you have to have a moral compass to stand on and live by that directs you into the right life, that directs you into the right decision making to eventually achieve greatness. So with that being said, let's get into the first chapter of today's video, and that is killing the boy. First off, we have to kill the boy inside of us. We all still have that little boy in us where we are scared of challenges. We don't want to face them. We don't actually want to chase difficulty to achieve greatness. But the secret is we all need to, especially in 2025. If you've taken this year serious, the only way for you to gonna get all this shit that you want to have and all the goals that you want to be achieving in this year is by facing your challenges, facing your fears, being brave. Now let's talk about bravery for a minute. Because every single goal that you have in your head right now, the reason why I believe that I'm going to be attacking these all and achieving all of them is because I have set bravery in my mind. You want to become the brave person first before you are actually that guy. Now, the reason why I want you to already be that guy before you're even him is because you have to first believe before you achieve. If you still have that little boy inside of you and you don't believe that you can go to the other side to achieve a great life and to achieve your fitness goals, financial goals, relationship goals, whatever you want to achieve, if you can't believe that it's actually going to be possible, how you're even going to be taking the actionable steps to get there in the first place is going to be impossible. Because you believe it's impossible. Now, I'm not going to be talking about belief anymore because that's going to be the second chapter of today's video. Let's talk a little bit more about killing the boy inside of us. What we want to do every single day is challenge ourselves to become the person who we want to become. Now, what does it start with? It starts with self-accountability. You want to become so self-accountable that you see every single thing in your life as your fault. If it's negative or positive, it's because of you. If you're rich right now, it's because of you. If you're poor right now, it's because of you. A lot of people, they believe that if you're in a bad situation right now, you're basically just out of control. You can't do anything about it. But the reality is you can do everything about it. You are in full control of your own life. And we need to take that back to actually achieve our goals in 2025. So let's talk about that. Grab your pen and papers and write down a list of everything that didn't went as good in 2024. Write down the things that went negative. Write down the things that didn't go as planned. Write down the things that you didn't achieve. Write it all down. Write down like 25 points that you were dissatisfied with. And I did this myself as well. And the thing that I started finding out about it was all of these things on the paper, I could control myself. I could go from not achieving financial wealth to actually achieving financial wealth. I could go from 0 subscribers to 100,000 subscribers if I stay fucking consistent. Now you can do the same. So what I want you to do with this list that you have just written down, pause the video if you need to, go to another video, relax, write it down, come back to this one. It's totally fine. I don't care. Write it fully down. After you have done that, read them and think to yourself, what of these things that went wrong in 2024 or even more years back, what could I actually change? What is in might control. For most of you, the reality is that you can control every single point that you have just written down. Now that is self-accountability. Realizing that you have the full potential to change all of these things on the paper. Now, of course, there are some unfortunate situations like losing a fucking leg. Yeah, I'm sorry, but you can't change that. You lost that shit. But I'm talking about the real life situation that we're dealing with every single day, that every single human being is probably going to be dealing with. Being broke, heartbroken, not being in the best shape of your life, people looking down upon you, getting bullied. A lot of these things happen to us when we are a child or actually an adult. But we have the control to actually change these situations right here. And it all starts with self-accountability and realizing that you are the reason why you're in that position right now. Once we have understood that, now we can go to the next point. And that is, we gotta face challenges and suffer. Let's imagine a video game in front of us. You have a video game that you just love to play, right? You just love to play that video game. You absolutely know everything about it. You know how to go from level 1 to level 2. Well, how do you go from level 1 to level 2? Let's say you have a video game in your head right now that you know everything of. How do you go from level 1 to level 2? Or how do you update or elevate your character? It's by facing the most difficult challenges and levels out there. You have to see life this way. Life is like a video game that we have to master. Okay, we start as a beginner, especially as a guy. You start with zero value, bro. You have a little bit of value when you are born because you're a human being, but you start with nothing. You are basically this person who nobody gives a fuck about except your parents. So how do you go from that person to the person who gets respected by his peers, who achieves more than his peers, and who leads his peers? Well, let's talk about it. It's by facing difficulty and challenges every single day in every aspect of your life. So when it comes to work, you should be challenging yourself. When it comes to fitness, you should be challenging yourself. When it comes to the relationships, you should be trying to help them, which is challenging. When it comes to sleep, when it comes to your passion, hobbies, you should challenge yourself in every single realm in your life. Now, this is actually going to level up your character. Now, let's get into the next point that we got to do in 2025 to achieve all our goals. We got to stop listening to people who we do not want to be like, bro. Listen, I'm 20 years old. If you don't know me, my name is Noah. I'm 20 years old. I just turned 20 like 4 weeks ago, a month ago. I'm just a regular guy, bro. I'm basically just like you. I'm not rich. I'm not famous. I got a couple of Instagram followers, a small ass school community that you can join. That's it. I don't have anything else. I'm very relatable to you, okay? I'm in your position probably. But the thing that I understood was, if I want to get out of this, I have to stop listening to people who are in the same boat as me, or I have to stop listening to the people who have the life I don't want to live. I only listen to people who are in the exact same boat as me, who are trying their hardest to get out. I listen to those people, and I listen to the people who have already created their dream life. Those are the type of people who I listen to. Now, you got to make this change ASAP. You are listening to small-minded individuals, bro. You are listening to your parents who have never owned a business. You are listening to the teacher who have never even went to the gym a day in their life. You are listening to that person. Now, what is going to start to happen? They're going to start to brainwash you. Now, it sounds very intense, brainwashing. Stop playing with me. But it's true. They're going to start to brainwash you into believing that whatever you want to do is impossible. Now, this is what you need to be eliminating as quick as you can. Telling a big dream to a small-minded person is assassination of your dream. It's basically you robbing yourself from what you actually want to achieve. Tell your goals to the next small-minded person you know and watch yourself crumble. If you do it over and over again, you're not even going to be going for it no more. So keep it for yourself and share it with people who are like you, who want to change, or the people who have already changed. To change our lives in 2025, and this is what I've been working on for the past 4 years very hard, and that is believing in whatever I want to do. The action that you take comes from belief. It's not coming from somebody else telling you what to do and then automatically you're just going to do it. No, it comes from you actually believing that whatever you want to do is possible. If you want to go from 5,000 subs to 100,000 subs, or you want to go from zero money to $1 million, or you want to become a successful model, or you want to become the biggest business owner, or you want to become a bodybuilder, it doesn't matter what it is. You have to first believe that it's possible, or else you're not even going to be taking the steps, the necessary steps to go from where you are right now to what you want to be. You won't do it because you don't even believe in it. I think Nelson Mandela actually said this. Everything is impossible until it actually gets done. And once it is actually done, that is when multiple people are starting to do it over and over and over again. It's a known concept. It is not impossible if somebody has already done it. Your goals that you want to achieve is probably already done by someone. So is it really impossible? Is it delusional for you to think that it's actually possible? No, it's not. It's very achievable. It's very possible. You just have to first believe in whatever you're going to do. That's it. Everything that you stand on and believe in, every single thing that you stand on and that you absolutely want to achieve in your life has to be tattooed in your brain. Now, how are we going to do this? We are going to be making our lives revolving around our goals. I don't care what your goals are. We're not talking about the goals that you want to achieve. We're just basically going to be achieving these goals. We want to activate our reticular activating system in the brain. Now, what is that? It's a part of the brain that makes you focus on certain type of things. So let's say, this is a very good example, right? The reticular activating system is basically a part of your brain where when you see something over and over again, you're just fucking focused on it. So let's say your friend has bought a nice car and you really want it. You're kind of like jealous a little bit. What is going to start to happen? Everywhere you go, you see that fucking particular car. You see that car. You're like, bro, I see that car everywhere now. Yeah, because that's where you're focused on. Your mind is busy with that car. That's why you're focused on the car. Now you see the car everywhere. You can do the exact same things with your goals. If you want $10,000 a month, the only thing I want you to do, have little notes of $10,000 written down and put them all across the house, literally. Put them as your wallpaper. Put it as a fucking, maybe even write it down on your hand while you're in school and you can see it on your hand constantly. You want to have your mind constantly fixed on your goals. Whatever you want to achieve, you have to focus on. If you're not focused on it, you're not going to achieve it because you're not going to be working for it. It's that easy. So that's how we're going to be activating our reticular activating system in our brain. Now let's get into chapter number 3, and that is eliminating everything that is not aligned with my personal goals. Now, when it comes to my personal goals, my biggest goals right now for 2025 are business goals, social media goals, YouTube goals. So basically goals that are aligned with my business, something that I want to do for a living. Now, anything that doesn't align with my goals, such as partying, drinking, going out with people who I don't really give a fuck about and who don't really give a fuck about me, are not aligned with my goals. So for that reason, I don't do it. I'm not going to waste time with it. The most successful people, the changes that they have made in their life was not saying yes to a bunch of good things, but it was actually saying no to all the distractions around them. Because trying to achieve whatever you want to achieve and focus, because focus is basically saying no to a lot of things. It's not saying yes to a bunch of things that you need for focus. No, it's about subtracting everything around you to focus on one thing.